Hi there, I see a few of you popping on. Please let me know who's here. Happy Sunday. I'm excited to show you this project. I loved this line when it came out, so I did know that I was going to create a mini album with it for Christmas 2025, and I still have quite a bit of product left, so we can talk about how I'm going to use that. Hi Ruby, thank you for joining in. Yes, please let me know who's here. Hi Patricia. You're looking. Yeah, it's a fabulous line, and I did go on the online store, and some of the things are sold out, but I think there's still enough of it left because I'll show you what I haven't even touched yet. So we'll just give it one more minute, and then I'll take you through the products themselves, and then we'll talk about it. Are you guys all ready for Christmas? I baked my last pan of squares today. Everything is wrapped. Got the turkey. My children have a busy schedule. Hi Vicky. So I really am gonna focus what works best around them. Hi Michelle. Happy Sunday. Yes, it is cold out there, and we're getting an eastern storm. We were supposed to have, so my maiden name's Samson, and we were supposed to have our Samson celebration today, and we had to postpone it till the new year. Hopefully that will be a go. But winter has certainly came early for us this year. We were spoiled. Hi Gaynell, Patricia. Oh, it's so wonderful to see you. Okay, so let's get into it. As always, I love being mindful with your time, and just so pleased that you'll log on and see what I have to show you. So every year I do a Christmas album. For a few years in a row I did the Vicki Booten class and her album. I didn't this year, so I'm going to show you what I did, but I used Arden, the Season of Joy. So let me just go through a little bit of what I have left. So I did get the, this is papers that are cut from the solid, and some of the first pack, because I purchased 2 6x8 packs because I just wasn't sure, but I only used one and used the majority of it, so that's what's left. So I know that I looked last night and this was still available. I don't know if the solids are available, but if they're not, it's just solid colors that go with the line, so you can just pick solid cardstock that will work. And I used about half a pack of that. And then I purchased I purchased everything that came with it. And this is the tissue paper. So I'm going to show you how I used that. There was 2 rub-on sets that came with it, and each pack has 2 sheets of each design. So I used parts of one set. There's still a full set left. So awesome stuff here. The laser cutouts I haven't even opened yet. and I don't think I will be for this album, so I'll save that for a future project. And then I have these all spread out across my desk to my right because I don't have pictures in my album yet. So when I put the pictures in, I want to leave the words and the ephemera out, so then I can decorate around the pictures better. I did use some already, and you'll see that. So that is the whole line. And even in the 6x8 paper pad, there are 2 sheets of these punch outs. So they're already cut, and you just punch them out. So you have loads and loads of words and embellishments that you can get with this line. So even if half of the stuff is still available, you'll have lots to do in album. And for me, what's left here, I'm going to be putting in my Christmas bin for next year. And when I start nice and early, I'll be digging into this first with either cards or tags. I love Christmas crafting, and when it's over, I get kind of sad. But it will be around before we know it. So let's get this album out. And here it is. I am so happy with how it turned out. I'm going to turn on the other light just in case, because it's looking rather blue on the TV or on the computer, but it's actually a dark teal. So it's definitely teal. It's not blue, but it's looking like it's blue. So let's talk about the cover. So I made a shaker panel, and behind there is one of the 6x8 cutouts in the paper pack, and all these embellishments. The only thing that did not come from this line is I come across a package of Tim Holtz metal embellishments that I didn't know I had, so I popped that on there. Oh, it is pretty, Ruby. I have to say, it is pretty. Loads and loads of dimensions. So we have a shaker, and then everything is kind of popped up. Let me see if I can tilt it this way. So you'll see like there's different levels of pop-up that is on here. When I made the spine, it's square. I'm trying to get a good light. It's square, but I wanted to try, I've seen these pictures of rounded cardstock spines, and I wanted to try it, and it's for myself, so if it gets bent or whatever, I'm not going to be too worried about it. But so far it's holding up really well, even when I open up the album. So I kind of like that. So it's just the paper is larger than the spine, and it's just stuck here, so this part's free. So if it starts to bend, thanks Judy, if it starts to bend on me, I can't imagine it will because it's going to be stored upright, but you can always roll up paper, shove it down in here, and then have a decorative item coming off of the paper so that it creates more of a mold for the spine. But this paper is high quality paper. Arden paper is like 49 Market. It's all that good stuff. So in here I tied just some jute around the inner spine, and I closed it with just some ribbon that I had. So let's open it up. So the cover is very pretty. The back side is pretty plain. I put December and then I wrote 2025, and this is one of the embellishments that I just left flat. It is an 8x8 album. So now let's have a look in. So each side is mirrored of itself. So there's going to be a load of pictures that you can keep in here, and this is not my design. I'm always watching people's designs on YouTube, and this one lady, she calls herself, what does she call herself? Oh my gosh, I want to say Shrimp Mama, a creative Shrimp Mama or something like that. And I just watched her show her album, and I was able to pretty much copy her style, which I loved. So in here's a pocket. So let's take it one side at a time. This is a pocket. This is a piece of ephemera. And I did 4 tags. And this is how I use the tissue paper on each of the tags. And it's really, really nice. So I used 4 sheets of the tissue paper. There's 3 of each design, so there's still 8 sheets in the package. And then on the other side, these are some of the rub-ons. And it's just got all these Christmassy words. It's got naughty, nice, on the list, cookies, making. So like you could rub these little words on your pictures as well. But I just took a whole section of them and I put them down this tag. And then this will be a little photo spot. And this is a rub-on as well. Let's see if I can. There we go. And then this is a little rub-on. So use lots of the rub-ons. This is actually magnetic. So it does have a little snap to it. And then it goes in here. There is a photo opportunity down here. And I have a Epson 400 printer. So I'm not too concerned about size of photos because I can make them any size that I want. So if you're someone who relies on like print shop photos, then you might have to be a little bit more intentional on the size of your photo mats. And then this one flips up, and because there's so much underneath here, these have a little bit of a gusset. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you're like, if you can watch somebody's video and then create on your own. When you do the flaps, make sure you leave a gusset to have room, and it's on the top and bottom. So then this opens up like this, and there's opportunity. I just put some rub-ons, but then I decided for most of them I'm gonna wait until I put my photos down, and then I'm gonna go back and decorate around the photos. I can't do two-dimensional though in here, so I'm gonna be limited to rub-ons or putting embellishments flat, just because of the magnets, and by the time I put my photos on, it's going to add some stock to it. That's kind of why I put the ribbon on, so that I could tie it. This is an acetate pocket. So these are just a few photo mats. So this pocket is acetate. So it slides right in like that, and this is one of the little embellishments. And then this is another magnet, and it opens. And I found in my stash, I didn't put them on very straight, but I'm okay with that, these little tiny they were individual photo sleeves, and I think they were from Photo Play, and they will hold like 2x2 pictures, and if I don't have enough pictures that I can make 2x2, I'll just look through the embellishments and put some embellishments on there. But I thought this was fun to create a little bit of a what do they call those? Oh my gosh, my memory. You guys know what I mean. Someone give me the word. But when you have these photos, waterfall. There we go. So then you have opportunity here. You could even put another picture here if you wanted, and then on the bottom. So I showed you the top and the bottom one. And then this is a pocket, and I just put a bunch of photo mats in there, 4x6s, 4x4s, 4x5s, and here you're going to be able to put in quite a few pictures even on their own. Waterfall, yes, thanks Vicky. So this closes. These flaps stay open because that's the outer side, right? So you leave those flaps open, and then this comes out again. Isn't that fantastic? So these are 8x8, and this is the side pocket. You can hold photos, and again, I went into my stash to see what I had, and I forgot about these glassine bags. Like, I got a bunch of these glassine bags. So I thought I'd bring one out, decorate the outside, and I used the embellishments so that it's kind of a little opening and it just slides on the pocket like that. And this is where I put the other tags. So here's another tag. This is one of the rub-ons. It is absolutely stunning. Little cardinal there. And then that is the tissue paper. And then I have a little photo mat here. So that just slides into the glassine bags. So those of you that have been around for a while, always dig in your stash and see what you got that you can incorporate into your albums. And then in the middle, well, right here on this one, we have a pocket. So this is just a pocket and more opportunity for photos. So loads and loads of opportunity for photo. And I know I'll be adding more embellishments on here, but I just want to wait until my photos get in. I did put some of the words down as I was going. So that's that side. And then it just folds up. And your tag goes in. Your tag actually helps to keep it all closed. And then we're going to go to the next side. Remember what I said, it's a mirror image. So what you've seen on the left, you're going to see on the right, but it's just going to go in the opposite direction. So here is the pocket. Another little tag. This is more of that tissue paper. And on the back, I just used some of the leftover pattern paper to cover. And you can put more photos on the tags as well. And I did add a little home for the holidays, holiday traditions on the other side. Kind of the same dealio. Photo op, and I did use, this is a punch that I have, just to put some decorative edges on. Flip this up. Another opportunity for photos. And then it's kind of a repeat. Acetate pocket. I really like these acetate pockets. The more videos that I watch, more and more designers are using acetate in their projects. And if you can get your hands on the hunky-dory acetate, like if Heather gets it back in, you get a lot in package, and I'm saying buy it. It's nice and thick, and it folds really nice. It scores really nice. So put that on your list. So I know I want to put an embellishment here, but I thought I was just, at the point of when I finished it last night, I was kind of, okay, I think I need to wait to get some photos in here to see what kind of embellishments I want. This here is actually one of those, taken from one of those packages that Heather has said, oh, let me see if I can grab mine. It's this one. Oh, I forget who makes them now. I'm going to grab another one that I haven't opened yet. Mente. So this is by Mente, and Heather will have them on every now and again. They are 4.13 wide by 12 inches long. So, and they each come with a decorative edge, and they're very cheap. Paper is super thick. This is a good 110-pound paper. So you can use these as card bases. You can use them as photo mats. You can do what I did here, and I had a little piece just of the edge. So I put out, this is a cut apart within the 6x8 album, a 3x4. So I put that on with the edge, and it just kind of slides in like that, or you can have it up like that. I really like it. And then we open, photo opportunity, another little waterfall. I thought those were so cute. And 10 came in the package, so I had to use them all, right? And then photos in this pocket. And then these ones close up. And the same on this side. So we have this pocket going this way. Lots of opportunities for photos. And if I have like a lot of photos where I think the album's going to be too thick, I'll just take out the mats, and I can just slide the photos in themselves. And then here is the one for this side. So another acetate, not acetate, but glassine bag. That was the big rave long time ago. I've been a Tim Holtz follower for as long as he's been in the industry. So he used to do some cool stuff with glassine bags. And this is one of the tissue papers. It's kind of leaves and green poinsettias. And there's the deer. And left it flipped up so that it just kind of hooks into the pocket. Just like that. And then we close this up. We close that up. We'll put our tags back in. And off we go. What do you think? So I'm going to show you how wide it is. It's not very wide. Like, you know, after you get it all folded up, it's nice and contained. It's going to sit on my shelf very nice. But I just love all the dimension to it. I'm anxious to hear what you think. Is this something that you think that you would dive into and make? It's pretty easy. If you have any experience with albums at all, it's a very basic build of your main album cover and back cover, and then it's just the flips and the flaps. And it's not bad at all. I see there's 15 of you on, so please tell me, is this something that you're interested in? And I love the shaker. That is some of that Tim Holtz super sparkly stuff. You like it, Gainel? Yeah, I really like it too. But I'm more interested in understanding, is this something that you guys would like to do? To do this as a class, it's a lot. So if I was to offer something, because you can make this in any kind of album, it doesn't have to be Christmas. If I was to offer it in a class, we'd have to do it in stages. First of all, the biggest challenge for me is having all the same paper. So that is the biggest challenge. And I don't know if you guys are okay with using your own stash of paper for something like this if you're given the instructions, but it is a lot of work. So I would really like to, if the interest is there, I'll give it some heavy thought. I know that Heather, she's brilliant at doing lives for journal making. I get a little nervous because I mess up a lot of the times, and I just improvise. So if I mess up on myself, it's no problem. I just cover my mistake, but I'd hate to mess up with you guys. You would need some measurements. Yeah. No, it's really fun. I'm glad that you joined in to see it. Again, this is a dark teal. It's not blue. So I just want to make sure that you know that. But the paper line is absolutely gorgeous. If there's anything left into it, especially like, you know, I know the 6x8 pad was there. That's the most important in a few of the embellishments. And then you're off to the races because you get a lot of stuff in a package. So you don't need one of everything, that's for sure. Well, thanks for joining in, guys. It was just a quick say hello. I'm thinking of you over the holiday, and I hope you find some creative time for yourself. I think I will be able to find some creative time for myself, and that's certainly my goal. I'm getting ready to put away my Christmas stuff for another year, so out will come all the beautiful collections that I've been collecting and not doing anything with. So there'll be lots of good stuff coming out with that. And my hope is to do some layout classes this year, because I know a lot of you are scrapbookers and you like that. So prefer a class and maybe a kit. Some ideas, choose some themes. Gotcha, Judy. Yeah, no, that's all good information. So I'll have to put some deep thought. And again, that's kind of why I don't do the album classes, but Heather does them because she's there at the store and she's able to ensure that she picks up her items and has them sit aside. So yes to layouts. Yeah, I haven't done layouts in a long time, and I'll tell you why. I love doing them. I really love doing them. But on my shelf, we downsized big time when we moved into this house 6 years ago, like big time. So where my scrapbooks are, I have enough room for one more 12 by 12 scrapbook. And that's going to be it. But I'm not going to let that deter me from continuing with layouts, because my thought is I'm going to gather them up, and the ones that I don't want to keep for myself, if I don't have like a picture or something like that, I'm just going to collect them, because maybe someday I'll have a grandchild, right? And then I'll be way ahead of the game with having some layouts ready. So that's my thought process, because I love doing layouts. I was going to actually see if anybody wanted to come to a layout class for this collection with my leftovers. But number one, I thought, well, that's not fair because there'd be no heads up as to what I'm using. And number two, it's a really busy time of the year for everybody. So I appreciate your time today. Have a Merry Christmas, and we'll chat shortly. If you're going to join me on my Attic Inspired Crafter Facebook page, I'm going live at 4 my time, which would be 3 yours. Because I did a destash of my Christmas bins, and I actually have 2 full 14 by 14 by 3 or 3 inches boxes, chock full, that I'm just putting a price tag on and seeing if anybody's interested into them. So that's on my Attic Inspired one. But anyway, have a terrific rest of your day. This is to inspire you, and have some playtime over the holidays. We'll chat later. See ya.